Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. This is your host, Kriss and Dpalm here. We're back here. We're going to be talking about The Flash in a minute here. Season 4, Episode 2. I just want to say right now, I'm happy to be here because I've been going through a lot today, yo. Just
It's been a long day.
Man, I've been knocked out on the couch. I had swollen eyes. I don't know if it was fucking allergies, if I got bit by something, whatever. Like, my eye was, like, fucking killing me. I've been looking like I've been crying all fucking day because the eyes are watery. Had a massive fucking headache. Man, I was doing everything I could to possibly to make sure that I could at least get, for, like, the next hour and a half, that I'd be okay enough to podcast and record this review here, man. It's been
so
fucking
what you're
crazy.
saying is this is your flu game. This is your Jordan flu game.
You know what? I'm gonna save that. You know, cause I'll probably have a flu game, so it's not like that. Not like that. Because I actually because I actually feel okay right now. So I've done enough to make sure I feel okay. The flu game to me would be like if I'm still like passed out and if I was still leaking out of my eye and shit like that. Then that would be the flu game with me still going, hey, welcome to Super Tuesday Recap, and that would be that right there. The good news is. I can't even believe I'm gonna bring this up because Dpalm's gonna yell at me. I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound great. Some people are gonna cheer this, but Dpalm's gonna. I know exactly what Dpalm's gonna say when I say this. I was able to go and binge Stranger Things, first season of Stranger Things, so that's a good positive, right?
What the fuck? What's today's date? Why are you laughing? That's not a funny question. What's today's date?
I mean, it's October 18th.
Do you know the date?
It's October 18th.
Okay.
Just, you know.
You know you're wrong, right?
I'm just saying, it was...
Like, there are things like, yeah, I'm behind on The Gifted. I miss Legion. But yeah, I have things. Motherfucker, Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, that was one of the shows... Oh, wait, so you're mad at me that I'm only now getting to Stranger Things?
Yes.
Oh, I'll take that then. Okay. Honestly,
I'm also mad about things you haven't watched.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me started.
So that's what I was more worried about. I was more worried about that.
Don't start the Fringe argument.
Yeah, see, I was more worried about the Fringe argument. That's what I was more worried about right there.
I literally, after I get done with this, I'm putting in disc 1. I'm restarting the series.
Oh man, yeah. Look, I have issues. What can I say? You know, nobody's perfect, Dpalm. Nobody's perfect.
But something is perfect.
What would that be?
What do you know about Wakanda?
Oh, man, listen here. So look. I had to make sure I wasn't cussing the people out when that trailer dropped on Monday. Because somebody literally asked Dpalm and I was like, so do you think that this could really, are you worried that this might not live up to the hype? And I was just like, listen. Maybe you mean well. But please don't do that.
Y'all know me. Like, y'all know me on Twitter. I reply to pretty much everyone. I didn't say a word.
And here's the thing. The reason why
I went back and forth with Chris for a while. And I was like, don't say anything.
Well,
because if you say something, you're gonna cuss somebody out.
And here's the thing. See, there's this weird thing where people think that I'm the mean one, and so in some instances you are right. I am the asshole, but in other instances I'm actually saving you trouble. Because if Dpalm had responded, I just had the feeling that the response wouldn't have been kind. So I was
in my head, everyone's a potential fan.
Right? In your head.
I could lose a fan. I could lose a potential. Someone who could download one of these bad boys. I could lose that person forever.
Yeah.
And I let him go.
Right. I had to step in and be like, listen, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Because here's the thing, man. If you watch that trailer, and I've seen this from some people, and I get it. I don't really get it, but I get it. If you watch that latest Black Panther trailer, and the first thought that came to your mind was, what if it's not good? You know, what if people are making excuses for? Blah blah blah. I need you to stop yourself. Go to a quiet space where it has a mirror. Look in the mirror. Then ask yourself, why are you like that? Like in the same tone, in the same tone of voice that Dpalm uses it with me when he asks me, why am I like this? When I say things like, I can't wait until Iris dies on The Flash, and he goes, why are you like this? Like, I need you to ask yourself that question.
What was that for? Anyway, we're on the same side for most of that. What the hell was that? It caught me off guard. I didn't expect you to turn on me. Yeah. I completely lost my train of thought. You really believe that.
Well, no, it's true. It's just like, you asked me that. You asked me at least once a podcast, why are you like this?
I'll tell you what, though, because part of my brain gets it. Like, you've heard me on UD Pod. I am a Georgia fan, which means this top 4 run ends poorly for me, and I know it. Like, this ends with me in pain. But that's because I've got 32 years as a kick dog as a Georgia fan. Marvel hasn't missed. That creeping doubt that no lead is safe feeling, you shouldn't have that.
Right.
As a Marvel fan, as a Falcons fan, I have the no lead is safe feeling. Thank you very much.
Right. And here's the thing. They have to say that Marvel's perfect. I mean, they're far from it. But here's the thing. When they mess up, you kind of had that feeling that it's coming. Like, hey, if you did not like, Iron Fist or Inhumans, you had a lot of lead up to that to give you a feeling that I'm probably not going to like this.
And guess what? Even if you didn't like it, it's not something that crippled the franchise.
Right.
It wasn't even a bump in the road.
Right, but beyond that, but let's just say, just sticking to the idea of like Black Panther itself, forgetting like crippling the entire franchise of the MCU. So like there is no indication at this point from anything you've seen that Black Panther is not going to be good.
Chris, stop! Chris, what's their movie miss? I'll wait.
Right. But beyond that, let's say forget that. Right? Just look at what we've seen so far. Let's forget everything else. Forget everything else we have. Let's say we forget the entire history of the MCU and what they've done there. Right? Look at what they've done so far. They've gotten a great director. Yes. They've got a great. He's built a great team around him. I think it's Ruth Carter is the costume director.
Why
designer.
Can we just party off this trailer?
Well, let me just finish it. I mean, you have that. You have a great cast. You have. It looks like they're focusing. They're doing a lot better. They're not just pulling. Say, like I'd have reservations. Seemed like they were pulling more from Christopher Priest's run than say Hickman, a little bit of Hudlin and Coates.
They're doing Hickman.
Yeah,
they're just doing Hickman.
Right. And I'd feel I feel worse about it.
Good with that.
Right. They're not. They're pulling that stuff there. The trailers have been good so far. It's been looking great. The look of Wakanda and the feel of Wakanda, what we've gotten from it. Because remember, before we ever got a trailer for this, before we ever saw anything from Black Panther, the idea of what Black Panther would be for so many people was like, Marvel's never going to do that. They're never going to make Wakanda. They're never going to make this highly technologically advanced African nation that's more advanced than anything else we've ever seen before. They're not going to put that on TV screen. Well, from what we've seen here, they're doing that. So my question is,
Marvel accepted that as a challenge.
Right. They haven't just accepted it as a challenge. They're not hinting at it. They have dived. They've dove in, not feet first, head first.
Not a challenge. That's the plan.
Right. That has been the plan. So again, I ask you, where's the doubt coming at? From everything you've seen here, you watched that last, like I told you guys when I saw the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, and trust me, there's still so much more. I was seeing Screen Rant put up, the trailer showed too much, trust me. I saw the longer extended version of that car chase scene where Claw comes out and uses, there's so much more to be seen in that, all right? Where's the doubt? You have the costume, like his suit, it turned. Where's the doubt at? Where are you expecting to fail at? Like that's where I want to know.
Negative for no reason.
I just like where, and part of me feels like, and I think both I see this from white people because I think that one of the fans that was saying this, asking this was a white guy. And I've seen this from black people too. It's like stop being harder on things that involve black people. Like, that's my biggest problem. Because that's what that is. You're setting a different standard. Because you don't have this standard for Thor. Right. Nobody's asking, well, what if Thor Ragnarok doesn't live up to the hype? And that's after, like, again, I'm not saying, I know we probably like the Thor movies, but that's like the two pretty of the weaker movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the Thor franchise, right? You're coming with the third film of the Thor Ragnarok, and they had to put the Hulk in it, and now we're like, oh, well, okay, maybe not this. So, but you're.
By the way, if on a separate note, if Ragnarok underwhelms, I will cry.
Right. But
I'm so excited.
But nobody's expecting that, right? Nobody expects that. That's for my third movie in their franchise, in the Thor franchise. The third movie, and nobody's asking, well, what if it doesn't live up to the hype? But you're asking that of Black Panther when nothing we've seen from Black Panther so far. We saw his first appearance in Civil War. It's great. Got us everything we wanted in just that short, small appearance, right? So why are you asking if it won't? Why are you expecting it to be mediocre? Why are you expecting it not to be as good as it looks right now? Like, what is that? Why are we changing the bar? Why are we changing the bar? It's like that bar we changed from, with Barack Obama, right? It's like, oh, well, the bar's got to be this high, got to meet this level. Then immediately when the white person again drops down again. Like, why are you doing
those goalposts?
Don't move the goalposts, all right? This looks fantastic. That's what I asked the guy who was asking this. Was like, would you ask us that? You didn't ask us that about Thor. You don't ask us that about, Avengers Infinity War. You haven't asked us about any other movie, but you're asking us if Black Panther is going to be underwhelming. And I won't get into the fact that he then mentioned that he was underwhelmed by both Winter Soldier and then Homecoming, which I just had to shut the thing on off that completely.
Oh, and I was like, oh no, I was like, look, clearly he's a crazy person.
Yeah, I shut down. But it's like, yo, if you're not, but you never popped into our mention asking us if Homecoming was going to be, underwhelming though. So it's like, why are you asking us all of a sudden this Black? And it feels like it's because Black people are celebrating, and I feel like when Black people celebrate something, all of a sudden, other people go, even other Black people go, it can't be that good. And you need to stop that.
Exactly what it
means. And that's bullshit. You got to stop that shit.
It's not even slick.
It's not. And it's tiring. And it's bullshit. Yeah, I'm going to party off a fucking Black Panther because for at least 10 years, and I'm just saying at least, because ever since the MCU started, people have been asking about Black Panther. And mind you, I believe Black Panther was one of the first movies that when Marvel Studios formed and they were going to do their whole picture deal, Black Panther was one of the movies they mentioned. So it's probably a little bit longer than that. Probably been since about like 2005, 2006 that people have been talking about doing a Black Panther film. I think the first Black Panther film they were thinking about doing was getting John Singleton to do it, I believe.
That was the rumor.
Yeah, that was the rumor. And it wasn't even a rumor. I think he was actually... He was somehow involved in it, right? And so since then, so for 10 to 15 years, we've been waiting for this moment. We've been waiting for this film to come out. And now we're getting the promotion for this. Like, just think about, like, beyond just the trailer, right? What Black Panther represents. It is going to be a big budget film involving a black superhero, okay? Yeah, you have Blade and things like that, but that wasn't big budget. Nowhere near what they're doing with this. Not only does it have a big budget, you're getting a huge marketing campaign behind this. All right?
A
massive marketing campaign behind this. And as was pointed out by somebody, you look at that new poster, there are only 2 white people on that poster. And from what I've seen, I've only seen 2 white people in this entire fucking movie.
Have you seen the greatest pun of all time about that?
No. Oh, but the Golem and what was it? It's Gollum and Bill. Yeah.
Yeah. The Tolkien white guys.
Yeah, the Tolkien white guys.
I was like, well, whoever. That's the greatest tweet of all time. Like,
yeah.
That was it.
So you have, like that's and not just black people, dark skinned black people. All right, which is another huge thing. So here's my thing. Let's say the movie turns out in some way to be mediocre. I don't give a fuck.
Right?
I don't give a fuck. You have a big blockbuster film that's getting marketed by Disney. Like, yes, Marvel's, but by Disney in Black History Month. with a big fucking budget and a bunch of black people. I don't give a fuck. Because here's the thing. You know what? White films get to be mediocre too. So fuck it. Let's say it's mediocre. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I don't. All that money they spent on Blade Runner 2049, that film, let's be honest, flopped. I liked it. A lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
But it's like 3 hours fucking long. They spent a lot of fucking money on that shit. They put a lot of people on that shit. It fucking flopped. It didn't even win the second weekend, I don't believe. I think the second weekend it lost a Happy Death Day, all right? Anybody gonna, nope. Anybody care about that? Nope. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm sorry, but this is it's okay for this film to be just something.
I accept this take.
It's okay for it just to be mediocre, like, because I'm tired of arguing people over that shit. Well, maybe it's mediocre, because you know what's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. The film's gonna come out. It's gonna get good reviews. It's gonna get good reviews, all right? It's gonna happen. But eventually, you're gonna get some people come out, and it's gonna be led by some black people going, "Oh well, wasn't that good?" And they're gonna pick it apart and be like, "This was wrong with it. This is what's wrong with this. What's wrong with it?" And here's what my response is gonna be: I don't give a fuck. I don't. At this point. Why should it fucking matter? You know, we're allowed to make quote unquote mediocre films too, right? And you have a film that's employed a ton of fucking black people, getting a ton of fucking black people work, both in front of the camera and behind the fucking camera. You know, they're gonna put money behind this market. Remember when a couple years ago when the Sony emails came out and they said that Denzel doesn't sell overseas? Denzel didn't sell overseas. They're going to put a ton of fucking money behind this to sell this overseas. Like, all this shit, and it's nothing but a fucking bunch of black people. Yeah, guys, here's the thing. Write them hot takes. I don't give a fuck. Your hot takes fucking suck. I don't care. That take about it being mediocre, I'm sorry. Because here's the thing. If you watch that trailer, and then the first thing that comes to your mind is, well, what if it's not good? Or, you know, people are going to make excuses for it. See, get your head out of your ass. The fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you? Can you not see that shit and not get any kind of joy out of it? Are you that much of a curmudgeon? Are you that much of a fucking, like, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't understand that. I can never understand that. You know? This isn't the Justice League where it's got like a ton of fucking problems stumbling into the film, you know, where like literally they spent all summer making people believe that Joss Whedon had more work, more of a hand in making that film than he really did, which I always thought was bullshit.
I have a question about that idea. Like, if you're gonna put, and we're gonna get to the review in a second, I promise, guys. Yeah. If you are gonna promote, like, why even mention it? Like, were they doing a test balloon to see would people be happier? And then when they did see that, yes, people would be happier with Joss Whedon, why wouldn't they actually let him do it?
But that's my problem. Like, that's why I went on that rant this week on Twitter, I think it was on Monday, when I was like, listen, the problem with WB isn't that we are all just hating DC. It's they make their own problems. Like you said, for people like me that are me and you that are in the know, we both kind of knew that there was no way that Joss Whedon would get a co-director spot or because they've been filming Justice League since early last year. They've been filming for over a year. Joss Whedon comes over and takes over like a year and a few months in and all like a few months before they start doing their marketing push, and he was going to get a coach. No, that didn't make any sense. But then you got to ask yourself, okay, fine, they fucked that up. But then why would you have quoted things from Jeff Johns and other people saying that they weren't happy with Zack Snyder's direction when Zack Snyder's going to be the sole director credited on your film in a month? Like, doesn't make any sense.
That's my thing is they do know it's going to bomb.
Well, and that's, but again,
because they wanted him to wear this on his own,
right? And that's my problem. It's like that's where the doubt from DC comes in. It doesn't come in from us just seeing their trailers and going, oh well. Although
we do have eyes.
We do have eyes, but it's like, come on. Like, I had somebody come in and try to say, well, Black Panther, CG. I'm like, first of all, you're full of shit. CG looks fucking amazing, but yes, it's November. It's October. Film comes out in February. I was like, you do realize Justice League comes out next month, and the CG in Black Panther looks better than the CG in the trailer.
Oh, I can't believe Justice League comes out next month, and I hadn't even thought about it.
I'm like, but whatever. Like, Why are we doing this? Like, why are you trying to find, like, it's like people are trying to find these ways to kind of make this a Marvel versus DC thing. I'm like, it's not. It's just, you call it how you see it. You know?
Yeah, like, we like good movies.
We call it how we see it. You know, if like, hey, look, you know, and Human stumbled into its premiere, and, you know, that caused a lot of problems, and people voiced their concerns. Same thing happened with Iron Fist. If you stumble into if Marvel stumbles into the production of her thing, people make note, and it, you know, we say something. Well, it hasn't happened with Black Panther. You haven't heard of, you know, Ryan Coogler being upset. Haven't heard the cast being upset. All you've heard is nothing but positive things from them. Even down to the idea of, well, you know, Marvel doesn't let their directors make their own movies. Like, I haven't heard that from Ryan Coogler. Like, does this seem like somebody stepping on his vision? Like, seems like, I don't know. Even down to the music choice in the fucking trailer show. Like, that can't be some Disney exec. You know? Unless
the Disney exec only notes were, it's not you enough. Do more. Push harder.
Right.
Black this shit up some more. Like honestly, like, it just feels like the notes they got were not the notes you think they got.
Yeah. Do you want to show more blackness in this? I think we should show more blackness in this. You know?
Hey, I feel like you're holding back.
Yeah.
I feel like you're still holding back some.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's one of the things, like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm watching these trailers and I'm watching this stuff and I'm going, oh no, this is surpassing my imagination. Like, I don't know what you guys thought you would get from a Black Panther trailer, but I'll tell you one thing: what I imagined wasn't this good.
No,
it wasn't. Like, and what I had imagined was pretty good. It wasn't this good. Like, this is surpassing what I thought I would get.
I'm surprised. I'm a little disappointed in myself.
Here, I'm like, well,
it's old. I'm like,
right. I guess I didn't think big enough.
Didn't think that'd be the problem.
I didn't think big enough. I'm sorry. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't see how anybody who watches that doesn't get, like, just a pure joy of this. You know, beyond, like, it's kind of like the first time you saw Avengers. You know, like, yeah, hey, is Avengers the perfect movie? No, but when you think the time when you think of the time it came out and what we had gotten before,
it was a moment, man.
It was a moment, and that
Avengers was a moment.
And I think Black Panther is going to be the same thing, because you have not seen anything like this before, like, not just with comic movies, but in movies, period. Like, in this genre of movies, you have not seen a film this black. You have not. Like, you can't name another film with black people, with this many black people and this few white people, that's gotten this kind of budget and this kind of marketing. Like, the marketing push for this is going to be insane. I hope you guys realize that. It's going to be nuts. Like, once Thor comes out, they'll be able to start ramping it up through Christmas, through, oh God, when Black History Month hits, nigga. Oh, and it comes out over, like, what, Valentine's Day weekend? Dude.
They came for all the money.
Like, Deadpool set a record in February, I think. Goodbye.
Deadpool set a target in February.
Goodbye. And again, that was like 780 million or something like that. It's a lot of fucking.
It was a record February.
It was a record February. Good luck. Good luck holding on to that. Good luck. I mean, it's just I'm like, I don't see. I don't know what else. I don't know what else they could have done. And I think people got to ask themselves, like, what else were you expecting to see? And what else are you expecting? Or are you just being upset because you're so used to losing? And I don't mean that as like, oh, you're a loser. I mean, you're so used to Hollywood not treating things like this as serious as they seem to be treating Black Panther. Here's the thing. Remember, you know, one of the things about Marvel movies that people always say MCU movies is, oh, they're too much like comedy. They do too much like stuff, blah, blah, blah. There's no comedy in this. I have not seen one like really funny moment so far in the trailers or anything like that. Have you?
I don't freeze.
Yeah, that was it. That was the funniest moment, and then followed by a badass moment, right? Motherfucker dropped out.
You know what it is? It's paced like a Marvel movie with action and humor. You idiots! Like, of course, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it feels more like they did with Winter Soldier.
Could be a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things that I think that people need to, just enjoy the moment. I know, especially I know it's hard. I know it can be hard to enjoy a moment when you're so nerd and you want things to be so well. But I need people to understand that you can't whole thing like it's hard enough for black people to get things, to get recognized. It's hard enough for it to get things made. You don't need to set an extra layer of hurdles for it to come over because it has to be perfect. And people go, well, you guys are acting like the movie's gonna be perfect. Like, no movie's ever fucking perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect movie. No movie's perfect. So when you say, oh well, it's good, but it's not perfect, so no movie's fucking perfect. So what are so when you say that when it comes to something that's black, you're already setting an unobtainable level, a bar, because nothing else is perfect. Winter Soldier's not fucking perfect. So what the fuck? Civil War wasn't perfect. So, why are you expecting Black Panther to be perfect? It's not going to be. So if that's your bar rate that you expect it to be this perfect, stuff like that. What you need to do is, and it's good to have this conversation now. It's October. Lower your bar now. Lower your bar to a more reasonable level. And then go and enjoy the movie in February. Because I feel like so many people are you're gonna set the bar so high, and then you're gonna blame the movie. But it's like, yo, that's on you. I've seen that happen so many times in Marvel movies. People are like, yo, I just got myself so hyped up, and then when I get to the movie, it just didn't live up to the hype. It's like, well, why'd you do that then?
It's not about hype. It's about they start writing a movie in their own head,
right?
And the movie they saw wasn't the movie that they wrote,
right?
So they don't like it.
Yeah, and I hate that. It's like, stop writing your own movie in your head.
Which is the most childish way to absorb media.
You write fan fiction after you see the shit. Write your fan fiction after you see it, and then do that. Don't write a narrative on the film, and don't base your and there's another thing too. Don't base your narrative off of the trailer you've seen. That's the thing too. I've been seeing some people say they don't watch trailers and stuff like that. Listen, I'm gonna use Thor Ragnarok for an example. If you watched all the Thor Ragnarok trailers, do you realize that Hela's destroyed Thor's hammer in 2 different locations?
Right.
Because when you first saw the trailer, she destroyed it like in a street in New York. Recently, you've seen the trailers and she destroys it like in an open field. So which is it? Where did she destroy it at? Does she even destroy it? Like we know for a fact they cut Marvel movies and they cut scenes incorrectly, or they cut them in out of order to tell a narrative in the trailer. Not a narrative. I'm gonna tell you right now. The beginning, some of the beginning of the movie. Remember, it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the monster like that. That was the beginning of the movie. That was the first. That was the opening credits. So some of the Guardians.
That was the feature piece of their trailer.
Yeah, that was the feature piece of the trailer. So, like, what if that chase scene you see in Black Panther is like the beginning of the movie? You don't know. So stop. Calm the fuck down. And just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride.
I can't believe we wasted all this time on those miserable people. Let's do something else.
Why not miserable? I'm just saying. I'm telling people how to enjoy.
Those people are miserable.
All right, so let's go on. Let's get into the Flash. We didn't get any new reviews, did we?
No, sir.
All right, so we're here with Flash season 4, episode 2, Mixed Signals. Barry deals with the ramification of abandoning Iris while facing a meta who can control technology. So I'll be honest. I started off watching this episode, and I was at first not feeling the basically what do we call it? What was I calling it? I was calling it couples counseling, couples therapy. The couples therapy episode. Because you had this, you had Cisco and Gypsy. But I can honestly say I think that in the end they kind of worked it all out. My problems with it. And like. I'll tell you where it was. When Iris turned to Barry in the couples counseling and said that and got mad at him for abandoning her at the end of last season, I was kind of mad. I was like, okay, I can definitely see her being mad at Barry for coming back and not listening to her and not realizing that the new dynamic of the team is that Iris is in charge. But they did.
That's not why she's mad.
Huh?
That's not why she's mad.
What are you talking about?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No. I meant that like he wasn't listening. Like she would make suggestions, he just wasn't. He was throwing it off, doing everything for her, like and just kind of ignoring the fact that hey, like she has opinions and things too. Like there was no communication there. Like he was just kind of going ahead. Like I was okay with that. I wasn't okay with when they kind of turned it to, hey, you abandoned me, because that kind of made me go, okay, I wasn't getting that feeling from her before. But then when she changed it to, not change it, but when she kind of explained it as, hey, we're the Flash, not just you, we're getting married. And I was like, okay, I can kind of get that. Like that, they kind of smoothed it out for me. Because it brings it back to the idea of communication, which is something that we talked about before when you were on Hell No Cupid. Like, hey, communication is key in a relationship. And at this point, Barry and Iris really weren't communicating. And if you go back to the previous 3 seasons, that's kind of their problem the entire time anyway, right? They never really 100%. Communicated every time, right? Even down to when Barry was like, I'm going to win Iris back, and he would just never communicated his actual feelings to her. And that was always their problem. So when she kind of...
Barry and Iris were the gold standard. He was trying too hard.
Right. And again, you weren't communicating. He was trying to anticipate what she was thinking and assuming that they would be on the same page. And I'm like, well, you got to actually communicate. You actually got to say, like, when he, I knew it was a problem when he can't, like, he was making breakfast and doing I know people love the little dancing number he did. And that's the musical you can deal with.
I love Barry having fun with his powers again.
Yeah, like I can do like that's your musical numbers. You can put into episodes for me. I can deal with those. Small, quick. Don't have to do it on an entire episode. Fine with that. But when he showed up and told her like he had already made plans for the wedding, I was like, oh, see, no, Barry, this is what the problem's going to be this episode. Can't do that, man. Can't do that. You already handled all the wedding plans and didn't talk to her.
I was like, you tried it.
Like I immediately thought to you, I was like, hey, I wonder if Dpalm's going to have any thoughts on what Barry just did here.
Tried it. Like I get it. Because, like, in the abstract, that's like a good idea. But, like, it's like communism. Sounds like a good idea.
Right.
But in practice,
it
leads to massive death and erosion of human rights, which is the same thing that he did here.
Right. It's like, no. Like, everything was going, I was like, okay, yeah, you got that. Oh, you did the wedding plannings without her? Yeah, Barry, no, that's not.
I was like, well, maybe he used her notes. I was like, no, he said he picked his on his own.
Yeah, you didn't even use. Because that's the thing too, right? You realize that part of the stuff is also doing it as a couple and doing it together, right?
See, that's a lie. They just want you to say yes to certain things.
Oh yeah, but you just got to be there to say yes. You can't just you can't just phone it in.
No, you can't phone it in because well, I'm not gonna give away my secrets on the air.
Right. No, you gotta keep your secrets in there. But you're just saying that you gotta. So I already knew there were gonna be problems. So when they brought it back to the lack of communication, I was like, okay, because even when she was like, yo, because I was like with Barry, he's like he had to go into the Speed Force because saving the world, Iris, get your shit together. Come what the fuck's the problem? But then when she was like, well, you didn't even talk to me about it. He was like, well, I knew you would say no. And she was like, see, no, you didn't know I was going to say no. And I was like, she's got a point there, Barry. She's got a point there. You probably should have talked to her still. That actually, you know what? Yeah. You Barry, you did.
I cannot believe we're talking about this on an episode where I got Kilgore.
Yeah, you did a single. Oh, I just had to get it out of the way because that was actually my biggest problem. Like, and I was like, I thought it was going to be my biggest problem. It wasn't even a problem for me. But they actually handled it well. And the reason why I bring it up is because we've been saying this, I think, throughout the 3 seasons. I think that, people get on me with the blame Kriss shit. The reason why I hate them dealing with, these 2 assholes getting married, because it's like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I'm tired of them, acting like they're writing them like they're 18-year-olds and they're not they haven't grown with their fucking relationship. So that moment right there made me see that, oh, wow, the writing is better this season for their relationship.
Right.
Because that makes you realize that, okay, fine, you're getting to the key problem that's been with their relationship the last 3 seasons is they don't communicate. Okay, you're handling that, so I'm expecting this when we go forward, we shouldn't have this problem. Now, I know there will be some hiccups here and there, but we should at least get it out of the way. And by doing this in episode 2 of what's going to be probably a 22, 23 episode season, tells me that we can kind of get this behind us and we don't have to have this thing, which literally, we went through all last season with, right? Went through all last season with Barry making decisions without Iris, and then them turning out to be a bigger problem. Like when he decided that he was going to save her life, and then she gave up on being engaged to him, and blah blah blah, like all that bullshit, right? Got rid of all that shit, and I'm happy about that. Like I appreciate them coming in here as episode 2 and dealing with us and making us have to address what happened in the last season. And then having Barry and Iris working the communication, boom, we're done. 2 episodes in, hey, we're good. I appreciate that. I'm saying this as somebody who usually hates them writing relationships on CW. So, yeah. So, now you can go with Kilgore.
I think they put Kilgore on television.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that like he's a good like comics Flash villain. He's not. But it's just the fact that they went to Kilgore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is the idea of, so are we saying the Thinker is basically making his own group of rogues?
I do believe that's what we're going to see here.
Which would then open the door for the real rogues to come in, hopefully. I'm still holding out hope for the real rogues to come through.
Little rogue war?
Just a little bit of a rogue war, If you don't do it this season, you do it, next season. I don't know. I'm just saying. Just tossing it out there that I'm kind of looking forward to that. So.
I support that idea.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I like how they did it and how they handled it, and the idea that he's a new meta. He's a meta that wasn't created by the particle accelerator. Which we've seen. I
love how explicit they made that too at the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which doesn't me wonder. How do we think that this is happening? Do we think the event came from like the Speed Force storm that was happening at the end of the last season, or something else?
No, this is something else.
Okay.
This is something else because the Speed Force storm was only in Central City anyway.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't in Central City. That's right. He did say he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be good. That'd be good. So, yeah. So yeah, no, I thought it was great how they handled that. And I also like the fact that he didn't die. So he didn't die. Put him on Iron Heights. There's now a metahuman wing in the Iron Heights, and we got Warren Wolf.
Yeah,
which,
like, tip of the cap. Like that's, and you can tell they're setting him up as something sinister. So I think we're gonna get our own little turn on Iron Heights.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When I saw Richard Brooks there, I was like, "Wait, is that? And they're in Iron Heights? Are they making him Wolf?" And he said they warned Wolf. I'm like, "Oh, thank God! Yeah, we're going here." Like, first of all, finally, right? Finally, Iron Heights is being able to hold metas correctly, because
I think it's interesting that you say Wolf's way is the correct way.
Well, okay, I'm not saying. Okay, I don't mean. I don't mean that Warden Wolf's way is the correct way. I just mean that Iron Heights is set up to hold metas versus putting... Well, and actually, you know what? In all fairness, maybe Warden Wolf's way is the correct way, because how many metas have died at the Star Labs holding facilities? Or have escaped from the Star Labs holding facilities in the pipeline? So I'm just saying...
You're right.
Is it...
So what we're really saying is that Flashpoint wasn't all bad.
Just saying.
That's how we upgraded Iron Heights. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm just, some good things that come out of it. So, just saying. So, great. So, I'm really looking forward to that and where they go with that. And yeah, I mean, it seems like in the first 2 episodes they're kind of fixing some of the things. Some of them smaller things, some of the big things. Like I think the small thing was being able to hold metas outside of the pipeline. Smart. All right. Bigger thing is Iris and Barry, their relationship, and actually kind of maturing that relationship to the point that they can actually have a conversation and speak to each other. One thing that is not a serious thing, and I was actually going to leave with this and I forgot to. We haven't talked about it. We didn't talk about it last week. What the fuck's going on with Wally West's hair?
I love it.
The fuck is it? What the fuck is it? What the
I think it changes every scene.
You might be right.
Which if you were a like slightly narcissistic late teenager, you do that too. With super speed.
I'm looking at his hair. I'm like, yo, what is it laid to the side? Like, what are you doing with your hair?
Young Wally, living his best life.
Like, you know what? Honestly, you know what? Here's the thing, though. You know what? I actually fucked with it for this reason. We already set up that, hey, the actors are a year apart. You know, Wally and Barry are like a year apart. But he's supposed to be Kid Flash. So how do you make him look like he's younger? Do that weird shit with his hair. Because he looks so... Because then I start understanding why Barry says no. So when Barry's like, I got this, and Wally's like, well, I can go too. You have Barry look at his hair and goes, can you though? Because look at that hair. I got this one. I got this one, kid. I got this one, kid. So I'm just, not sure about that one. Love the scene where they slow down with Barry caught all the shrapnel from the grenade. The Save Joe.
Yeah. Okay, so Barry's really fast now. And this is the Flash I wanted to watch the whole time. Yes. Like the Wally West who starts to hear a gunshot, slips into speed mode, and is able to track down the bullet before it hits the target. Like the Flash that uses speed in the smartest and best ways, and him stopping every piece of that shrapnel and then getting the one he fucking missed. Right. Bravo, Barry Allen. Well,
here's the thing, man, and this is what I've always said about using the slow motion for the speed. Like, they did it, and they did it in a way that it's slow motion, yes, but compare this to what they did, like, and we were talking about, I was talking about this before we started recording. We were talking about, like, the Gifted and how they use the color effects for the powers. When you see Quicksilver in the movies, they did a slow motion thing, but they don't do it in this way. And I'm like, you got to show the lightning. You got to show the effects.
Do it where everyone's almost frozen entirely?
Right. And it's like you can't do it that way. You do it the way the Flash does it on TV. And I hate to say that.
Yeah, where it's slow enough.
Right.
To you can't if they're moving like statues, it doesn't feel like there's no sense of actual expedient motion.
Right. Exactly. But the way they did this one, it was so good. And the fact that he was so fat, and I love the fact that he did it, and he didn't have the suit on either. So then he comes out of the closet, and it's like, "Hey, is everything okay?" I was like, "Barry, is that even a room? Like, why are you like what the fuck?" So, but no, I love that scene. I love that was like one of my favorite. Like, and we said this before. The Flash has like some of these scenes where, like at least one scene, an episode where he's using his powers, and the effects on it are so great. And I love that scene. Because again, like you said, it shows you how much faster Barry has gotten. Because that grenade went off, and they were in couples therapy, and he was like, "I gotta go." She's like, "Oh yeah, he's gotta go." And he gets all the way to Joe. The bomb had already gone off. Comes in and, like you said, picks each piece of shrapnel out. And I was like, is he gonna just move Kim? And he's not. He's gonna. Okay, you're gonna go the hard way. Okay.
Yeah, right.
He went the hard way. So, but no, man, that was fucking awesome. I love that, and yeah, also love the fact that Cisco. Look, okay, Barry's suit doesn't need all that tech in it, but I understand. Like everything he put in there, he wasn't wrong.
Yo, low key, the best part of this episode was while I ain't getting a suit.
Right. Oh, you put all that new stuff
and the petty ass look that Iris shot him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like that was a brother sister moment. Like, oh shit. Okay.
Right. Well, the looks in this episode were great. It was that, and then when Joe realized that Iris and Barry were having problems, but didn't say anything, and then when they were back together, not back together, when they had worked the problems out, he was like, "Did I miss something?" Because that first time after they came back from couple therapy, or I can't remember if they were coming back from where they had gone to it, and Joe just like, "Yo, what's going on? Something's not right. They don't seem to be on the same page." He doesn't say anything though. And then when they come back and they're all like together and everything, he's like, something happened here. Where the Flash? Like, what the hell is going on? And I love, like, that was was a great subtle use of everything right there. Is when Joe, you could just get the fatherhood moments when Joe's fatherhood senses come in. And he's just like, something's going on here. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. And then it was like, oh, okay, I guess it's okay now. But I'm keeping my eye on you too. So that was really fucking great. But yeah, back to the suit. Yeah, can't be like, hey, the Babel program, protocol. I see what you guys did there. Nice little Easter egg there. But also, Cisco isn't wrong for that.
Cisco's pretty wrong.
They've had to fight an evil version of Barry last season. I'm just saying. Makes sense. And I'm just it makes sense. You literally Barry was the bad guy last season.
Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room of this episode. Because Barry Allen's dead.
Is he?
And I know this was to show the power of relationships and love, but if two scientists tell you not to throw lightning at yourself, don't listen to your fiance. Then science is smart.
Look, okay, so look. I didn't want to say anything about that one because again, I go with the whole theme of hey, because you knew how it was going to go. You knew that at the end of this episode,
I was so mad it went the way I thought it was going to go.
You had to at some point. They were going to come down to a point where I was going to make a call and Barry was going to listen to her over everybody else to show that they're going to do that. But when she said throw lightning at yourself, I was just like, okay,
yo, just leave Cisco and Caitlin out the room. Don't show me two very smart people telling you what a bad idea it is and then still do it. That makes me question everything I'm watching on the television.
You gotta throw lightning at yourself and maybe die at the same time. Well, you're gonna blow up anyway. Well, that's another thing too. He was gonna blow up anyway. And here's the thing: Cisco and Caitlin didn't have any legit. They didn't have any options. They weren't telling him to do anything else. He was gonna blow up. So at that point, why not throw lightning at yourself? No. I mean, what other options do you have?
You're the Flash, man. Just speed up and start thinking, man. Like
speed up and start thinking.
Throwing lightning at myself has to be like it's got to be like 3, 2, shit. Fine, I'll try it. Like it can't be the first thing we do. Maybe you're right. Maybe he did have to listen. Eventually,
yeah.
It shouldn't have been. Well, that's the only idea I've heard so far. There's about 50 seconds left, but fuck it, let's try it. Like, no.
Yeah.
Call me an asshole. I think I'm a realist.
No, you're right. That's one that I think that maybe they should have had Cisco and Caitlin not in the room for, because it's just like throwing lightning at yourself is just. But hey, again, it shows you that they're trying to build that, the hey Barry, listen to your fiance over everybody else thing. So I kind of
showed me is that I'm officially watching an Elseworlds show because the main character is murdered by his own lightning.
Well, I mean, technically, his lightning doesn't kill anybody anyway. So,
it killed. What was his name? Sandboy.
Did it kill him? No, that was different though because the lightning. Remember they said the lightning with him like made the so that sand couldn't come together. That was different. It didn't kill him. They turned him into glass and shattered his ass. What are you talking about? Okay, all right. You got points there, but that's different. That was different. He's used lightning to hit other things too before, and it hasn't killed anybody. So I'm just saying, like, I'm allowing this one. I'm gonna be the Dpalm in this case. I'm gonna allow this one. I'm gonna say that you're yeah. All right. I was gonna say the other thing I was gonna like with the cake. Oh, I did say there is one thing I hope that they keep on his suit, and that was the thing where Barry couldn't take it off, the lock thing, and I was like, that actually makes everything that Cisco put in there made sense. He was like, yo, I did it so that if he gets knocked, huh?
Flotation device.
Well, I mean, he does run on water, so I mean, if he.
Oh my God, you just that. See, the thing is, like, Cisco is my dude, and like Cisco, this is a great Cisco episode too.
Yeah,
the Schrodinger's cat shirt is the best shirt ever.
Yes,
like if someone could find me that stat, but Yeah, man. I think Cisco a little extra on the suit.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He went extra. He went extra.
Some kind of way about Wally not getting any upgrades.
Okay, look, he did go extra. I'm not gonna say he didn't go extra. And maybe things like maybe the flotation device thing. Well, it was a great throwback to a Flash cover. I mean, maybe you didn't need to put it in there. And definitely the battle program, probably going. Don't put a self-destruct mechanism in the suit of the guy who goes super fast. Like, shouldn't do that. But I do think the lockdown protocol, so that if Barry does get knocked out unconscious, somebody can't just take his mask off. I think that was pretty smart. I think that's a pretty good one. Because that makes sense. Because Barry does get knocked out a lot. He
does.
So that's one of those ones that I'm like, probably should leave that one in there. So it can't be taken off because, you need that. You need that. So maybe work a little bit on your fail safes and stuff like that. But
yeah.
But
there should be some sort of manual override.
Yeah, some sort of manual override or something like that. Or at least allow so he can phase out of it. Because I thought that's what he was going to do. I thought he was going to phase out of his suit. He's going to phase out of his suit and have to run around naked. That would have been hilarious.
It's a better situation than getting blown up. I give him that much.
Yes, it definitely is. So, going back to Cisco, yeah, you're right. Having Gypsy show up. And when she said it was fine, and Cisco turned around and was like, yeah, okay. I'm like... Yeah, no. There were a lot of those moments where, as a man, I'm like, oh, you guys are in so much trouble. You guys.
Oh, I was just like, the thing that makes you in the most trouble is that you have no idea how much trouble you're in.
Right? And Caitlin knew immediately.
Paradox, dog. Like, the thing they're going to be mad about is that you don't know you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. And Caitlin knew immediately. And Caitlin was like, oh, no, you poor soul. You are in so much trouble. She is so mad at you. She was like, she said she was
rocking skies out, thighs out. What's going on, Caitlin? Is this supposed to are they trying to hint that she's half Killer Frost out, Caitlin? What's going on here?
I don't know. Well, you saw she tried to hold it back when
yeah
the breach goes on. So we're definitely seeing that she's still trying to hold back the Killer Frost thing. So. But no, I actually liked her as Caitlin this episode, with her, trying to help out her male best friend. Like, hey, no, you're really in trouble. She is not okay. But it also, again, and I can't believe I'm saying this because usually I hate the way they write relationships on the show. I got to give them to them. In both cases, they handle it pretty well because in both relationships, the problem was communication. So with Gypsy and Cisco wasn't communicating about how much work they had to do and what was going on and not making time for his girlfriend. And Gypsy didn't communicate the fact that 111 day was actually, I guess, their Valentine's Day or something. And that it wasn't very important to her. And Cisco didn't know. So it's like, you had the relationship thing. And I'm like, hey, you know what? You guys actually, I don't know if you got some more women in the writers room or what you guys did this season, but you seem to be getting a little, you're handling those a lot better because before they were handled kind of clumsily. And that tied into both themes for both couples. One went to couples therapy and one didn't, but still, not too bad. All things considered, I didn't hate it. And I thought they actually handled pretty well. Yeah, I thought they were handled pretty well. So, yeah.
I will say this. I'm very interested in her Earth's St. Shaquille O'Neal's Day.
I'm really interested in all of her Earth's shit because they always have a lot of really cool things, it sounds like. So, yeah. What is Shaquille O'Neal Day? And, yeah. I want to know more. So, yeah. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else this episode. No, I mean, like I said,
I like the show's back. This was a fun one, right? This was fun.
And again, I think
Barry watching Game of Thrones at super speed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jon Snow. Oh, he's alive.
Right. But again, it goes back to showing you, again, them showing him using his powers in fun ways. It's like, oh yeah, get him caught up on all his shows by having Cisco give him a sped up version of all of his shows so he can watch them all in no time. Makes sense, So yeah, and like you said, it's all there's gonna be rough times, there's gonna be tough times, but they're making it fun. And these are the fun episodes, and Like you said, even last season didn't start off this way because you had at the beginning of the season we had dark and depressed fucking Cisco for a good part of last season. Right. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Hell, we even got Captain Singh back. I feel like we hadn't seen Captain Singh in a long time.
It's been a minute. We also got a Bart Allen shout out. I don't know if you remember our Teen Titans reading, but I think it was episode or issue 7 or 8 of the Teen Titans where Bart is running alongside Trickster and then takes apart his car.
Yes. Which
that was kind of brilliant.
Again, another really awesome way of using Barry's powers. It literally took the car apart as he goes through. I'm like, not bad. So, really enjoyed that stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna be interested in seeing how the Thinker and how they work this out and how everything goes down with it goes. But so far so good. I'm really enjoying the season. I think the season's bouncing back. I think it's bouncing back by focusing on what made Barry Allen the Flash and what made the Flash fun the first season itself. Anyway, so yeah, it feels good. It feels good to have the show back, and I'm feeling a lot more confident about it. And even like I said, the writing feels a little bit more mature when it comes to their relationships and things like that. So, bravo! I'm happy with that. So, you got anything else you want to say about this one?
That's it.
Cool. Well, there you guys have it. Make sure you guys subscribe to Super Tuesday Recap on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. You can follow us also on YouTube, MTR Network. We got a lot of interviews coming up. We put up all of our interviews for the Gifted are up right now. Again, shout out to Jeff from the Nonstop Culture podcast, who's our front man for all this stuff. We also have interviews coming out with for American Gods and the Lore is coming out too. I have them uploaded, I just haven't made them public yet. So those will come out hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, leave us a 5-star review and we'll read it on air. So until next time, we are out of here. Peace.